This episode of Warrior Wrestling's Greatest Matches features a unique match concept here at Warrior Wrestling. This is our first War of Attrition on the list. This one comes to us from Warrior Wrestling 8. Now, what is a War of Attrition match? Well, it's very simple. It's first of 3 stages in a 4-on-4 large tag team match. One team loses and is eliminated. The remaining 4 men form 2 tag teams and go 2-on-2. One team loses and is eliminated. The last 2 men do battle in a singles match, with the winner being the survivor of the War of Attrition. This match was set to crown a new Warrior Wrestling champion after Brian Cage had to forfeit his title due to injury. 6 men were named prior to the starting of the show. Earlier in the night, 2 did battle for the 7th spot. WWE's Jake Atlas faced off against Robert Ego Anthony with his manager, Frank the Clown. Ego picked up the victory with Frank's interference, and as a reward to Frank, said that Frank the Clown could take his place in the match. So, the table was set, 7 of the 8 competitors were known, and Brian Cage, the outgoing champion, had the chance to name the 8th competitor. Let's go to the ring.
Out of everyone I face, I feel like Elgin is the most.
So you're going with Elgin. That was Nick's pick earlier.
Well, and you guys have had some incredible bouts in Impact Wrestling, Brian.
Oh, absolutely. And as much as we loathe each other, I mean, he does bring out some of my best matches I've had, and he's a gamey competitor. He's got it all. I really think he's going to be a strong standout to win this.
Lance Archer was my pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad pick.
Well, let me talk about your pick, though, Brian. You picked Brian Pillman Jr. for this bout. Now, you told me earlier you've never shared the ring with him.
Yep.
He lost to Bully Ray earlier. Why
So
Pillman?
wait a minute, hold on here. So you're picking Elgin to win, but
I'm saying
you
he
picked
has,
Pillman
on
to
paper,
take your spot.
I'm saying on paper, Elgin, because of who I've worked with, I
Okay.
feel like he has the most attributes that you're going to have to pick.
Who's your pick to win the match?
I mean, obviously I want Pillman to win because
You're gonna go with Pillman, okay?
Because I picked him.
Right. Well,
And look, here we got Pillman and Frank the Clown in the
It
ring.
was Frank. And no one's picking Frank, right?
And, look, I think Frank the Clown's going to win. I never count.
He picked Frank.
It's Elgin or Frank the Clown for me. It's one or the other. I think that Pillman, though, it's just a bit of a surprise pick for me. And here we go. Jaw Jack and Sam Adonis is right into the ear of Lance Archer in the middle of the ring.
How much would you love to just punch Sam Adonis so hard that he couldn't talk for about 6 months?
I mean, I think that's what a lot of people would like to do.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of heat there, too, for a minute with the old the Battle of the Trump gimmicks that we had going on in Mexico.
That's right.
That's right.
But that's, I don't want to bring that up.
Well, right here we see both these guys just losing it on one another. The jaw jacking has stopped. And the murder hawk, Lance Archer, on the attack. Sam throwing his whole body weight right into Lance Archer there.
Hey, Sam's a lot bigger than you would think.
He really is. You look at him standing next to Archer, and I think it gives you a good idea, a better idea, just how big and powerful Adonis is.
Absolutely.
And, in my opinion, I think Sam's been a little jealous of you, Brian. You guys were both here from the early days of Warrior Wrestling. Sam has been in main events as well. But you're the champ, or we're the champ.
Well, actually, this is Sam's first main event in Warrior Wrestling, though, isn't it?
Well, he was part of the first main event of Warrior Wrestling where they had
Oh,
Jack
that's true. That's true.
He has main evented.
That's true.
Yeah, that was, of course, the main event before your War of Attrition main event.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say he was top. You
Yeah.
came in and swooped in there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was. He was the main event, and I felt like he's been undercard ever since then.
It
and I've
had-
been on top. So,
exactly.
Yeah, I could see the little professional jealousy going on there.
Well, he keeps himself in the back. He's kind of an interesting character. But here we go.
Still interested by your pick of Brian Pillman Jr. simply because of the beating that he took earlier on. And, the biggest thing that I can say from what I've seen over the last year from Pillman is that he has guts. And I think that was obvious tonight. But still, look at Pillman's back. Look at the marks on his back.
His chest, his stomach, all over the place. I mean, he kept going, though, man. And, here in Bully Ray's respect, here in my respect, and I figured Bully's going to say he's got a long way to go to earn a shot, to make some money, to make a name for himself. Well, I just gave him an opportunity right now.
Well, look at these two guys here, Aramis and Andrew Everett right in the middle of the ring. It's incredible to think either of these guys could be the new champion as well. I follow Everett online. Look at this big risk right there.
Everett is phenomenal.
I see all his stuff online, and wait, here he goes.
Big
He's
choke
looking for that
slam.
choke slam.
Oh, no, not today. Nice. Oh, nice.
Brian, what has been being the Warrior Wrestling champion? How much has that meant to you? I know you touched on it in the ring, but just bring us inside that a little bit.
Oh, it's been great. This is my number one favorite, especially domestic independent promotion on the planet for sure. Especially after the now defunct Wrestle Circus, which you know very well.
Sure.
This to me felt like the new Wrestle Circus as far as just the fans, the cars, the talent, just the fun coming here. It's been amazing. So it sucks I wasn't able to compete in this match big time, but the fact that I'm still able to be here and take part of it in some degree is awesome because, like I said, this is one of my favorite places.
Look at that, Big Mike Elgin there, swatting Aramis out of the air like a bear grabbing a salmon going upstream.
Missed with the enziguri.
And just like that, again, a nice.
Oh, wow.
Big squeeze to the tummy there.
Making
Toss
it look
over his
easy.
head. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And look at that. It looks like Black Taurus.
Well, Elgin's one of the top 3 strongest guys I've been in the ring with. And Aramis is not big, so that was probably not very hard for Elgin.
Look at how similarly built these two guys are, Cage. I mean, you're a freak of nature. You're bigger than everybody. But these two right here, I mean, Rhino-esque qualities.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's interesting you said that Elgin is probably one of the strongest because you can tell he's strong. But to hear that coming from you.
I mean, him, Jeff Cobb as well. There's 2 guys that throw me around like nobody else can, so.
And look at that. Black Taurus and Big Mike here moving around like luchadors. I mean, these are 300-plus pounders, big boys.
For the fans that are watching at home, they're not aware why you're sitting out. Tell us about the injury a little bit. You've got the brace on your arm, your left arm.
So I tore my bicep. I ripped the bicep tendon off the bone the day before Hard to Kill, and had it surgically reattached on the 27th of January. So it wasn't a major process, but it's a decently lengthy recovery time. So I'm hoping I can be back in May.
It was incredible. On that note, Brian, I was in Dallas for Hard to Kill. I saw that live. I saw the contest you put on with RVD until you were taken out and replaced by Daga, and I am just so impressed with your ability to go in there and work through an injury, as you've done a couple times here at Warrior Wrestling as well.
It's true, yes. I think when I defended the title against Elgin, I wasn't 100%, not by a long shot.
Well, then there was the cage match, right?
Yes,
with
yeah,
Warlow
absolutely, yeah.
And Aries?
Yeah, I thought I was at the 450 title that night.
I remember that night vividly, and you talking to me about how you were nervous that you weren't going to be able to defend the title that night.
You know, now that I think about it, Brian, you've been dealing with one injury or another for the better part of, 6 months, 7 months? How much did the initial injury have to do with your arm?
Nothing. This was totally just a freak thing. But, yeah, last year when I won the Impact World title and I injured my back, that pretty much plagued me for almost all of 2019.
And huge move to the outside. Sorry, Andrew Everett here. I was trying to say this earlier. If you follow this guy on social media, Andrew Everett.
His Instagram is amazing.
Oh, it's incredible, right?
I love it.
His Twitter feed, too. It's nothing but 15 to 20-second clips of him doing the most insane in-ring maneuvers you've ever seen. And look at that.
Wow. Taurus with a suicide dive wipes everybody out.
Did you notice I kind of spun onto him and spun off?
I did see that. Spin in, spin out. That's the Black Taurus way. And these 4 men need to get their wits about them because
Elgin's going to fly, huh?
I know. It looks like he's going to try. Build up that energy. And everybody's down except Big Mike.
The big bowling ball right there.
I think Aramis is next.
Got to have something special.
What are we going to see here?
Wow.
Oh, almost overshot everybody there.
Like a rocket ship. And now Pillman's the last one.
I don't know. If I'm Brian, I may sit this one out. You put your body through so much already tonight. He's taken such a beating at the hands of Bully Ray, the emotional toll that Bully Ray match took as well. And we see him and Adonis both up top here. Pillman first.
Adonis with his attention turned to the outside, and Lance Archer.
Oh, I thought that was Andrew Everett for a second. Choke slam, but I was wrong.
You were wrong. You were wrong. But you were right to think that. They do look very similar. And Adonis here.
Oh!
Wow.
Adonis with the tricks. Wow.
Yeah, Adonis is saying, you don't think I can fly? Oh, wait a minute.
He's another one.
Wait a minute.
We are not going to see the Murder Hawk take flight.
I've seen him do it before.
And Lance Archer out of his mind.
Yeah, I don't think that was going to work.
It was like looking in a mirror.
Oh, no. Oh, yes.
And that's a choke slam that Andre the Giant would be proud of right there.
You know, Brian, you mentioned Wrestle Circus, and at the time that we were both there, Lance Archer was hurt He was actually doing commentary for a long time, and I've said this before to Nick Hausman here. Talk about a guy that has completely reinvented himself at such a late stage in his career. It is so impressive, and it's so exciting to see.
Oh, absolutely. I think the last couple of years, he's been putting on better work than he's done in a long time. So, and exactly, he's reinvented his look, his image, everything, man. It's been awesome.
Well, and if I'm Brian Pillman and I'm in this situation here, I'm a little nervous. You got a fresh Lance Archer, a monster in Lance Archer. You've been through a beating here tonight. You got to get in, be quick, do what he's doing there, go for those pins, because the longer this goes on, that is not at the advantage of Brian Pillman. Oh, wow.
I've been on the receiving end of that combo.
What power behind that from Black Taurus. Uh-oh.
Oh!
Cage, you've had a chance to work more with Black Taurus and Impact Wrestling recently. What do you think of this guy?
Oh, he's great. He's great. He's definitely the next big luchador standout, which is nice too, because usually it's always the speedy, fast, agile guys, and you don't see too many luchadors the size and the style of Black Taurus. So it's awesome to see him getting a little opportunity to shine.
I've really enjoyed him, Moose, and Rhino in Impact recently, and not just because it's the animal pun names, but they all really complement each other well.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I've worked with a handful of times with Taurus in the States, in Impact, in AAA. He's an awesome talent. Same with this guy. I just recently worked Aramis, and this kid is so young and so good.
Tightrope head scissor. Aramis up and over. Elgin with a super kick.
And out on his feet here.
Ducked under one. Up he goes. Big power slam.
That could very well be it. No, Big Mike, I think he says, I'm going to try to dish out more punishment.
Oh, here we go. We're going to get an Instagram moment?
I'm hoping so. I mean, again, this kid's got a million tricks up his sleeve. His very big, gigantic sleeves.
Oh. Aramis so quick.
And that's the great thing. Here we go. Wait, real fast.
Whoa.
Nice agility there.
And again.
Effortlessly.
Oh, man. Would you have gone for the pin there?
I mean, that was a pretty good opportunity. No one was around to break it up.
Again, the rules here in this matchup, 4-on-4 tag team. The first team that gets eliminated, all four of those guys are gone. The winning team is then split up into teams of two. They battle until there's only two men left, and then they will compete to become the new Warrior Wrestling champion.
And I love how Big Mike had the wherewithal there to get over to Lance Archer, who had decided to make his presence felt. If Archer wants to get in there, he could cost you a lot. Big Mike here trying to get it back under control for his team.
Brian Cage joining us on commentary here. Look out for this. Oh! Knee right up in Elgin's face, but
So great getting to see new breakout talent like Aramis here at Warrior Wrestling, and even greater the opportunity that Warrior Wrestling has given a talent like this. So many big names here, so much history with all these performers. It would be wild to see. Sit down powerbomb.
Ugly.
It would be wild to see somebody like him pick up the victory here tonight.
Archer.
Are we finally going to see a choke slam? There's been so many attempts.
In to save Aramis. Big palm strike.
Archer hit the choke slam to the outside. Oh! And a big sidewalk slam.
Well,
this could do it.
Everett.
Everett flying off the top. You're right. He was just out of the view of our the camera.
You son of a bitch!
Whoa.
What is Everett thinking here?
I have no idea.
He's dead now.
Okay, never mind then. I guess you're right. Well, that's what the Murder Hawk's going to murder.
Uh-oh. Big Death Valley driver from Adonis.
All right, now Sam Adonis here.
Pillman wants the tag.
He did not see Aramis coming up behind him here, and he is caught in a very precarious position up on that rack.
Airplane spin. That's impressive, too. Aramis isn't a real big guy.
No. We talked about how big Sam is.
Cover. Elgin breaks it up.
It's strength mixed with agility there when you do something like that.
Cage, when you go into a matchup like this, is there strategy? Can you go in with any kind of strategy, especially not knowing who your teammates are going to be?
I mean, not really. All you can really do is hope for the best and do what you can to try to win the match. It's kind of hard to rely on your teammates. But, I mean, even though you're working on a team, everyone's still working for themselves because they're working, to get to the final stage.
I will say this. As incredible as this action is with a big clothesline here from Big Mike, the strategist of this match so far, Frank the Clown, right? He's staying out of it.
Where is Frank
He's
anyway?
resting up. He got kicked early on.
Where is he?
Big Mike with the crucifix sit-out powerbomb.
I don't know if
Taurus in to
Frank's going to
break
be
it
able
up.
to continue.
I
Anyway.
haven't seen Frank in forever. I feel like he's probably napping under the ring somewhere.
Well, you know, but that's the thing. All he's got to do is be rolled on top of somebody here, and bada boom, bada bing, Frank the Clown, Warrior Wrestling Champion. Wow.
Nice.
That's incredible. That's incredible agility.
And
Oh.
Pillman Jr. here.
Oh, big time spear.
Leveled in half. And Big Mike, did you see the way he just grabbed Taurus and the way he just kind of moved like he was nothing?
Taurus with a pair of back elbows.
Oh, is this a kick combination? Nope.
Block the kick. Elgin with a big clothesline.
Man, those are so thunderous. It's like getting hit by a baseball bat in the chest.
Sit out power bomb. Elgin for the elimination.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Very impressive.
So Archer, Aramis, Taurus, and Frank the Clown eliminated.
They should have tagged in Frank.
I don't think anybody's surprised by Frank being gone.
So now Michael Elgin gets to pick his partners. Or his partner,
He gets
I
to
should
pick
say.
his one partner
His
here.
one
Yes,
partner.
who is he going to tag with?
You know,
Cage, what would you
interesting
do? Would you go with Adonis, Pillman, what?
I mean, if it was me, oh, look at this.
Archer.
You're going to see a choke slam to the Giant.
Thunderous. That's a way to snap your spine in
Well,
half.
I want
right
to pick
there.
Everett.
And Elgin doesn't seem to be 100% either.
So wait, who do we have here? What's the four men we've got left?
Adonis, Pillman, Elgin, and Everett.
Adonis, Pillman, Everett.
I mean, I would pick Pillman.
Yeah, well, I would pick Pillman too because if you can make it through to the finals, you're going to be going up against a guy who's been taking the most abuse of the whole night.
See that we were talking about that earlier on. It's tough when it's the first 8 guys to have any strategy, but when it pairs down like this,
yeah.
now you can kind of make an informed decision.
Well, and it's funny too, right? I'm pulling for Pillman to win because he was my pick. But I said on paper, I thought Elgin had the most stats to be able to pull the win off.
It would be interesting to see Pillman pick up the victory here tonight, but I would imagine if he walks away with the championship, Bully Ray is going to be banging down that door for Warrior Wrestling 9 because he already beat the guy, you know?
This is true. This is true.
Well, let's see who the pick is. I like.
I pick Taurus. I pick one of these guys.
Elgin here getting some clarification.
Nah, nobody's picking Everett. Everett's dead.
I like your thought though about picking Pillman because he's a guy that's already hurt from earlier.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with Adonis, right? Because
again, I feel like Elgin would be in the best position to probably pull up the next victory too.
I don't know if anybody's told you this before, but one, you're invading my personal space and you make it much worse with that breath you got on you. So you are definitely not going to be my tag partner. And Pillman's pretty good, yeah? But tonight, Pillman, you've already lost. And no matter how hard you fought, a loss is a loss. Andrew, you might be hurting right now, but I need you to choke slam some fools.
there it is.
Wow, why would he pick Everett?
I
Everett's
was-
out on his feet.
Brian,
Well,
look-
not on his feet.
Brian, look, this is what I was saying, right? He picks the most broken man.
Adonis and Pillman Jr.
You take it and you go on your own. If Elgin can do the heavy lifting, if he can take out Sam Adonis and an injured Brian Pillman, he's got almost a layup, a guarantee victory here.
Well, didn't Adonis and Elgin fight to a time of the draw last year?
Yes, these guys absolutely have history together, but these aren't going to be the two men that are in the final bout here. And Elgin here started off. I'm telling you, Brian. Whoa.
The sweat fly off his cheeks.
Adonis here is jealous. He's enraged. I think this guy, I don't think he's letting on enough how much this means to him. And way high up, I think he may have tiptoed on the rafters there at the top of the building.
Big back body drop further.
Oh, yeah, look at Pillman Jr.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and this is Elgin or Adonis's game to win, right? Adonis beats Elgin, he's going to have Brian Pillman in the finals. Elgin beats Adonis, he's going to get Andrew Everett. I mean, realistically, we're maybe looking at one of the winners here.
Come on.
Oh, Adonis spit right at Elgin.
Whew.
That's never fun to hear.
No.
I mean, when you're the guy receiving
Oh,
it.
I'm
Of
sure.
course. Well, look at the capillaries busted open on Sam Adonis' chest. I'll ask you, Cage, you got big chest muscles. Does it make it hurt less when you got big chest muscles?
Oh, man.
Yes and no. Like, I think there's more stings, you get more flesh, but there's less like impact because you're
It cushions it a little
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Well, when you're just like skin and bones, yeah, there's a lot more like.
Like if you were to chop me, you'd probably cave my chest in.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd be in the hospital. If I were to chop you, it'd make a big noise, but it wouldn't really hurt
There's
you.
more and more of a sting, but my heart's not going to stop.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
Which is my biggest worry and the reason my girlfriend won't let me get drunk and do chops at the bar anymore.
You really used to do that.
I still do sometimes. Shut up,
Oh,
Rich.
my God.
I'm cool and fun to hang out with. All right, back to the action. Pillman with a missed drop kick. Sam Adonis getting in some cheap shots.
You spell your middle name with a K at the end or a C?
Wait. Did Adonis just make Pillman miss that drop kick though? He was trying to cheat, but did he accidentally just kind of?
He did. Well, he inadvertently didn't help his partner out. Yes, absolutely there. And Pillman here just digging deep to toss those elbows to the side of Big Mike Elgin's head.
It's that drop kick.
And now Pillman has finally found some momentum. I mean, this has been a long night for this guy. He's been in a wrestling ring probably for close to an hour at this point between the Bully Ray match and the War of Attrition bout.
And you think about the end of that match against Bully Ray, he literally had to pry himself free out of that table.
Could barely get up, you know?
The ring that goes around the bottom of the table, I don't even know what you call it on that. You know what I'm talking about,
Yes,
the bottom
yes, yes.
piece. He was literally tangled up in that metal piece.
I saw the power bomb. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty brutal.
Well, I know that he didn't. Here we go. Sam Adonis has some big hits here and a bite. What a monster. What an animal. I will say this about Brian Pillman, though. While he did not win that match, Bully Ray did have to go to a local medical facility to have that nose checked out afterwards. So he did draw blood.
Was that an urgent care or a hospital?
It was a local medical facility, Rich.
Okay, all right.
That's all I was told. You want me to lie to you?
I'm just wondering, that's all. Cover here. And a power out. Barely. Elgin getting the left shoulder up.
And now I'm surprised to see Adonis and Pillman actually working as well together as they have so far. And Do sends Sam into the corner. And Big Mike trying to fight this all on his own right now, which is kind of what I predicted may be the case. Using Pillman as a weapon, throwing him into his partner Adonis there. And with
I see
ease.
this. Follow slam Samoan drop.
Look
Oh, my
at this.
God.
Look at the strength.
That's inhuman almost.
Big Mike Elgin. And Andrew Everett now back onto his feet after taking that huge choke slam from Lance Archer early on. And he says he wants to get in. I'm feeling ready, feeling frisky. Let me create some Instagram moments here. Instagram moment 1.
Double single leg drop kick.
There you go. Let's get your stuff in.
And Andrew Everett getting creative here.
Double Pele.
Nice. Tipping him off on the top of the head. Both men go down. And
Oh,
Pillman.
the strap goes down too.
Yeah, and Pillman is just swinging at the air right now. And there he is. He's got it in. Are we going to see it?
Oh, the big choke slam.
Shades of his father, Andre the Giant, Andrew the Giant. And now heading to the top rope.
Toe touch moonsault, baby. Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
You called it, Cage. Absolutely on the nose.
And the knees into the chest. Adonis there to break it up.
Sam Adonis here, just desperate. I mean,
Oh, Hogan.
as much as it's nice to be champion, Brian, I think you can attest to the fact that it's also nice to be on top because you make the most money, right?
I mean, that's usually the case. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It is the Warrior Wrestling title that's on the line in this matchup. The War of Attrition match. We've already had one team eliminated. This is technically a 2-on-2 tag team match. One team will be eliminated, and then the remaining two will battle to become the brand new Warrior Wrestling champion. That title up until earlier tonight, held by the man joining us on commentary, Brian Cage.
You know, it was goodbye to the first title reign, but hopefully it'll be hello to the second title reign shortly after.
Did you know, Brian, by the way, it was almost 2 years to the day that you relinquished the title that you won it. You actually won it on February 8th, 2018.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
2 years, more than a 2-year title run you had here at Warrior Wrestling.
Wow.
Well, look at that. Hooray for me.
I guess you did. I guess you didn't know that.
He didn't realize that.
Didn't realize.
We didn't realize that.
I did. Look, I did my research, Rich. I came prepared today. I knew that and was prepared to say it.
Okay.
So,
Well, there you go. I'm very proud of you, Nick.
thank you.
It doesn't feel like 2 years is the point.
No, it doesn't. It's flown by here. And speaking of flying, it looks like Big Mike might want to send Andrew Everett flying here to the outside. Incredible.
Oh, that's smart, too. That's smart. Because think about it. Why, if you're Elgin, why wouldn't you send your tag team partner flying?
Sure, use him as a missile. Chunk him into your opponents. Soften him up because you're about to get him if you can pick up the victory here in just a couple minutes. Big Mike calling for the finish here. Now I'm going to end it.
Ooh.
Huge clothesline.
Ooh, very
man.
close. Very close.
Sometimes I wonder with Pillman if the guts equal brains. Because there are times when you just say, my God, Brian, okay, it's call it a night. Live to fight another day, but he just hangs in there and hangs in there.
He's a younger guy, and he's younger in the business, and he wants it. But exactly, maybe he doesn't. He hasn't realized that bump card yet.
Well, and that's the thing about Brian Pillman, though, is he is a legacy, and as we've seen, I think more often than not, the legacies tend to push themselves a little bit harder than everybody.
They feel they have to.
They've got to. They got to overperform, overdeliver. Look at that. Quickness. You got a moment here, Pillman. You got to get to the corner.
No, not that corner.
The other one.
It's a long way away.
Both of these men kind of at a unusually far distance from their corner right now. Sam Adonis doesn't look to be 100%. Andrew Everett kind of top, feel a little wobbly up top there in the other corner. And Big Mike cutting through like a red ribbon. Managed to deliver that clothesline to Sam Adonis.
Oh.
And Brian Pillman now, he's the one who's shaking on his feet. Oh. And Everett looking at the corner for him. This guy could fly. Looking for backbreaker. Could we see some tag team work here from Pillman and Adonis?
Yeah,
What's Pillman going to do? He's going to straight jacket.
Backcracker into.
Okay, and again, these aren't a tag. These are just two men feeling the moment here. They are not a tag team.
Pillman, I think, looking for a German suplex. Adonis going up top.
And I love these. These guys are improvising. They're working together.
There you go,
Adonis
DD
puts
device.
himself in good position.
You do a blockbuster, baby?
Oh! Gigantic blockbuster.
And it looked like Pillman may have gotten a little piece of that too, right?
It looked like he almost got a reverse Rana, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional or just kind of it just happened.
The teams here, it's Adonis and Pillman on one team, Elgin and Everett on the other team, just for clarification.
And that's what I'm saying is these guys are
Hold
not.
on here. Adonis.
Come on, referee! Come on!
Why does he not see that he's pinning
The
him?
referee! That was.
If I am Sam Adonis, I am filing a grievance with the league.
What was up with that right there?
That was a big
Adonis,
big fumble on the referee.
Adonis cannot believe it.
Hey, this happens in football, though. Sometimes the ref gets it wrong. Your job is you just get the next play going, so there can't be a review.
Oh,
That really looked brutal.
Elgin just hit so hard. He's just so snug in there with everything.
This could be lights out here for Pillman tonight.
And down he
My
goes.
God, what a brain buster.
But watch out for Adonis there in the corner. Kick to the gut.
And Adonis with a brain buster.
And now it's Everett who's going to rally and try to get one over on Sam Adonis.
Rolls him up. And Adonis,
Very nearly had him.
well, he is beat red. Sam Adonis.
Pele.
Yeah, he's really good at hitting those. You know, for a guy who I think would be looked at as an underdog in this match, Andrew Everett has really been
he's hung in there.
over-delivering, in my opinion.
He is hung in there. Everett up top.
Another
Shooter
big
star,
Instagram
shooter
moment.
star. Here we go.
And Adonis, Adonis timed it beautifully.
What'd you call it, the toe touch?
Yes, that's on the moonsault and the shooter. It's crazy. The only guy I've ever seen do that. He's not in a good position right now. What's Adonis got from the top?
Well, Adonis knows how to hit a 450. I've seen him pull it out before.
Didn't he hit a high angle senton earlier too?
And there it is.
Wow, there is the 450 cover. And Everett.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Everett and Elgin have been eliminated, and it is the final two.
I was pretty surprised by that right there. I didn't see that coming.
And this is it. We have Sam Adonis. We have Brian Pillman Jr.
Well, my pick to win and my pick to replace, one of the same, is in the final, so there's a good chance.
I'll tell you what, Nick, I got to hand it to you. I mean, you called this.
You know, in a former life, Rich, I was a pro wrestling manager. I spent a lot of time talking to my clients, trying to devise strategies. If I'm managing, if I'm advocating for Sam Adonis, I'm telling him, pick somebody you view as weak to go to the finals with. And look at Pillman.
I don't know. Can Pillman even contend? I mean,
if he can't get to his feet and compete, does Sam Adonis just automatically become?
That's what I was going to say. Adonis may just he may not even have to do much. Oh, is he actually? I think he's getting Pillman a bottle of water.
Well, that's very friendly of him. Look, that's a very good gesture here. Oh, wait, that's a Gatorade. And he's just pouring it on him.
Come on, buddy. Sit. Relax. Take a sip. Take a sip. Come on.
And Sam Adonis taking Pillman over to have a seat and drink some Gatorade.
Come on. Oh, wow.
Good for Adonis. This is
No. This is all a ruse. Heads up. Oh, my God.
Was that his
Suicide.
head?
Suicide senton.
What bounced off the floor? What was that hitting the floor?
that was. I think it was the back of Pillman's head.
Yes, it was the chair and Brian Pillman's head for sure.
Yeah, look at that chair underneath him just collapsed in half. And I have never seen a bigger smile on the face of Sam Adonis than he was laying on the wreckage there of Pillman in the chair.
He knew what a manipulative. A Machiavelli. He knew exactly what he was doing by picking Pillman. And Hausman, I got to hand it to you. You called it. I mean, that's smart strategy. Why wouldn't you do it, Adonis? Why wouldn't you?
Look,
it makes perfect sense.
Adonis looks like he's a little worse for the wear, but he can't be worse for the wear than Brian Pillman Jr. here. And Cage, if Junior goes the distance here and is able to capture that championship, bravo to you. You saw something in him I don't think a lot of folks would have seen in that moment.
Well, you know, he's been shining, and I'm believing him. It's obviously not looking too great for him right now. And it's funny that Adonis is in there, what we've been saying the whole night about him, main eventing the first show, then being on the undercard the whole time. And now here we are, the last one standing, looking like he could be the next Warrior Wrestling champion.
You're right. It's like a snake eating its tail here. Sam Adonis main evented the first Warrior Wrestling as one half of the tag team match there. We are here at Warrior Wrestling 8. He's back in the main event. He's closing it down with a chance at the title.
There's no way Pillman comes back from this. There's no way. Cover. Adonis. Oh. Wow.
And it would be very interesting here if Pillman were to pick up the victory, fighting through all of it, not just because
I think it's a slam dunk for Adonis. It's a matter of time.
Well, with Pillman here, though, it's like, yeah, it would be great to see him fight through everything, but you think about the legacy of his father, Brian Pillman Sr., right? Never really looked at as a world champion.
He never was a world champion.
Right, exactly. And so how special would it be for Brian here to pick up a world title win?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. If he can somehow outlast this match and somehow take home the title, is he even going to be able to defend it?
Well, you got some time. Hey, look, I think Cage can attest to the fact that a little time in between shows gives you time to get ready.
Absolutely.
You've been a fighting champion. Either of these men I know would be more
Whoa, wait a minute. Pillman's digging into something deep. He caught Adonis with a big uppercut.
And
there's a little spring.
Jumped up there like a cat.
But still dumped Adonis anyway. Cover.
Wait, wow, what is somebody needs to check on these men. I saw the backs and necks going down on ropes.
You know what? That's got to be fatigue right there. We're talking about how drained Pillman. He jumped up there. He looked great. It looked like he just couldn't hold on to it.
You think of the beating that he's taken tonight, the fact that he was even able to have enough energy and wherewithal to hop up there the way he did. It's impressive nonetheless. And, you know, this is what it's going to take to walk out champion tonight. You are going to have to scratch, claw, punch, chop, whatever it takes. Who is going to be the tougher man tonight?
I'm just surprised to see both men on their feet. I was terrified after that fall right there. And Sam Adonis just looks possessed. Oh, right across the back. Oh, my God. Nothing hurts more than a chop to the back.
Pillman again, cross body. Too much momentum, couldn't get into the cover.
And I feel like Pillman's tweaking out right now.
He's wasting energy, not a lot of energy he doesn't have.
The Warrior Wrestling Championship on the line in this matchup. And Adonis launched himself shoulder first right into the post.
Definitely a
Just
moment
get up
for
there, Pillman.
Pillman's got to capitalize.
Flying clothesline off the
wanted
springboard. Could it be enough, though?
And Adonis barely able to kick out, sending Pillman to the ropes.
Pillman can barely stand up.
You know, you mentioned me being a fighting champion. That's something I saw in Pillman. Look at him. He's fighting through every injury he has right now. He's showing what it takes right here, the spirit of a fighting champion. So I've win or lose, I'm happy with my pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, Sam Adonis, like him or hate him, like I said, he's been here since day one. He has had his fair share of fights. He's taken on tough competition. He has his own way to go about doing things. And look at right now. Adonis
just crotched Pillman. Pillman's he's trying to cross his legs over the turnbuckle and prevent the because if Adonis nails the superplex, it's done.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think
can't have too many more big bumps left in him to take.
I think about it. You pointed out earlier the bruises and the cuts on Pillman's back.
Heads up, heads up. Here comes Pillman off the top. Cover up. Whoa, reversal.
Nicely done by Adonis.
Kick right to the midsection. Adonis trying to lift Pillman, who's just dead weight.
And he turns him around, and Pillman able to grab him.
The dire promise! The dire promise DDT! Brian Pillman! Cover! Pillman's done it! Oh, wow! Congratulations!
Can you believe it?
Brian Pillman has done it! He is the Warrior Wrestling Champion! And Brian Pillman fulfilling.
What a moment in time for Brian Pillman Jr. being taken to the limits.
Fulfilling a moment that his father was never able to attain. He is the Warrior Wrestling Champion here tonight in Chicago. And he is him. What an emotional night. An emotional moment for Pillman.
The loose cannon looking down from up above on his son. So proud, I'm sure. Brian, congratulations. What a pick.
I mean, congratulations to Brian. I mean, I picked him because of his heart and determination. Brian doing the work. I mean, this guy essentially had 4 matches tonight.
He did. You're absolutely right about that. And so, well, my question for you, Cage, is are you going to be coming back for it?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, I'm going to go congratulate him in the ring right now.
Oh, all right. Well, Cage leaving the booth here right now. Rich, I want to thank you so much for the great work tonight. It's been a pleasure working alongside you. What a historic moment in not just Warrior Wrestling history, but all of professional wrestling history. A Pillman sits on top of the mountain.
Sam Adonis over to shake Pillman's hand. Adonis was so close to capturing the gold here tonight. Pillman with a victory lap, and we know Brian Cage is headed down to ringside, and there he is.
2 Bryans, 2 champions, 2 very tough men.
Brian Cage raising Pillman's hand in victory.
Fine, gonna take some time, gonna make her mine.
Come and live the dream with
Are you a professional wrestling fan? Check out the High Spots Wrestling Network. Hours and hours of the best pro wrestling on the planet. Streaming on your phone, tablet, PC, and available on Roku. Thousands of videos, all the top indie promotions. So what are you waiting for, champ? Head over to www.highspotswrestlingnetwork.com and check it out today. Hashtag HSWN. It's the best $9.99 in the biz.
So there it was, for those of you who've seen one for the first time, a War of Attrition match. And congratulations coming out of that match to the Warrior Wrestling champion at the time, Brian Pillman Jr. Now, following the match, Warrior Wrestling's Val Capone caught up with two of the competitors who had very different experiences. Val?
I had a few words with Frank, so let me see if I can, if he's even moving still.
What are you doing? No, I should be Warrior Wrestling champion.
Frank, no. Do you want me to give you a second, Frank?
No, get away. FTC stands for Frank the Champ. That's me.
Well, Frank, do you want to pretend you can actually stand up for a second?
No, help me.
You want me to help you?
Help me, you stupid woman. Help me. Did you see? I got kicked. I got stomped. I got chopped.
Frank.
I'm good.
I'm not going to kick a clown when he's down, Frank. That's not my style.
I'm good. I'm Frank the Champ. I'm Mr. Warrior Wrestling. I'm Mr. Warrior Wrestling.
Okay.
Frank the Champ.
So, Mr. Warrior Wrestling?
I'm the #1 contender.
Okay. So, can I ask why you didn't actually wrestle in that match? That you relied on your three teammates?
Did I get pinned? Did I get pinned? I didn't get Did I get pinned?
I mean, no, you didn't get
My
pinned,
ribs are
but
broken. My jaw. I dislocated.
does that mean you won't be able to talk anymore?
I'll always talk. I'm Mr. Warrior Wrestling. FTC stands for Frank the Champ. Tonight, it was Black Taurus got pinned. Stupid animal. I'm done. I'm done. Get me out of here. I'm done.
All right, Warrior Wrestling, you have your new, Brian Pillman Jr., your new champion of Warrior Wrestling. What are you feeling right now, champ?
There's a lot of emotions going through me right now. All those people out there, they're chanting that I deserve it, I deserve it. For the longest time, I didn't think I did. I didn't think I deserved anybody's belt. But here at Warrior Wrestling, there's a different vibe here. There's a different place of acceptance. And I feel like I've truly been a part of the Warrior family, and I've been fighting for something like this since I first stepped through these doors. And I wouldn't be more proud to call my first big championship one here, the Warrior Wrestling Championship.
Well, congratulations, champ. I'm so proud and so happy for you. But I do have to warn you, you're not the only Brian with his eye on that prize. Brian Cage is breathing down your neck while he's in recovery.
Unfortunately, Brian had to pass this on to me under some pretty wild stipulations. Unfortunately for me, I handle adversity quite well. I've been dealing with adversity my whole life, so you put me in a War of Attrition match, that's exactly the type of match I can survive. I like to say I'm tougher than a $2 steak, you know what I'm saying? So if I go through that match and come out the victor, it's not because I got the flashiest moves or the biggest height or the biggest biceps, it's because I can take a beating
and I can keep on going. And that's exactly what happened. I had the attrition, I outlasted everybody, and I got the belt. And maybe on my best day I can beat Brian Cage in a one-on-one. But he's a guy I've been trailing his footsteps since I first started. I've been studying his matches. I've been watching how he works. So it's an absolute honor for him to nominate me for this belt. But if he thinks that nominating me for this belt means it's going to be an easy take and it's going to be a hard defense for me to make, then he's got another thing coming. Because like I said, Brian, I've been watching you since the beginning. I've been doing my homework, and I ain't going to forget.
Congratulations, champ.
Thank you.
Congratulations again to Warrior Wrestling champion Brian Pillman Jr. and our sympathies to Frank the Clown. That is it for today's episode of Warrior Wrestling's Greatest Matches. Thanks again to Wrestling Travel and the High Spots Wrestling Network. We'll see you on the next episode.